Recording.
Oh, hey. Okay, hi. Welcome
All
to
right.
Drunken Therapy Session 4.
Coming in one more time, live and direct from Torrance, California.
T.O.
Oh,
T.O.
but
Is it really T.O. though, or is it?
I don't think it's Torrance. I don't think it's T.O. Is it? Is it T.O.?
It's
It's Torrance, right? It's Torrance, right?
Okay.
Oh my God.
So, we are trying to figure out,
Wait,
different...
introductions first.
Oh, right. I'm sorry.
All right.
Go ahead.
Now,
Yeah.
boys and girls, one more time. Welcome to your local neighborhood bootleg council, Drunken Therapy. I am the Cheese. This is
The Feather.
the Feather. So once again, boys and girls, thank you one more time for taking time out and joining us on our random rant sessions.
That's right. That's right. Random. Very random.
Totally random.
So tonight, I wanted to try something a little bit different because me and the Cheese are huge lovers of music, and we always bring the spice to whenever we hang out and we compare our playlists. So I am a lover of, we both are lovers of 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. We have a
90s
very
especially.
eclectic playlist. So to start off the session, we're going to do you a solid and lip sync to one of those songs. All right?
Yeah, it caught me off guard.
Yeah. He may not be on board, but we're going to try it out anyways.
Man.
And we have props here for the song that is chosen. Okay?
All right.
So the song that is chosen for this evening.
But before, I think
Right.
we need to not break from tradition and raise our glasses
Yes.
to our traditional first toast of the day for the show. Here's to a good flow, good
Yes.
communication,
to
good
being
show.
Drunk and sharing our wisdom. All right.
Cheers.
Here we go. Hi, shar.
Salud. All right.
So to start off,
Disclosure.
our disclosure
Yeah.
this time. I'm so sorry if you didn't see it. Holy the last time. Holy, as in whole. Hopefully you see it now.
All right.
Okay. So, to start off this evening with our lip singing session, we are playing. And by the way, this is on my playlist, which I shuffled. We are playing the notorious B.I.G.
Biggie.
Juicy.
Juicy. Oh
And-
man, that is a classic.
And I have to put on my prop hat
Oh.
for this one.
Man, I gotta join you on
All
this
right? Okay, yeah.
All right.
There we go.
Here we
All right,
go.
Here we go. And lip singing. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Fuck all you hoes. Yeah. This album is dedicated.
one. Man, this takes me back to high school, ditching,
It's called lip singing.
hopping the gate and running away from the school security. Anything to get to the DP party. Baby, baby.
Lip singing.
It was all a
Dream.
I used to read
Word Up magazine.
Salt and pepper and heavy D up in the limousine. Hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack, Mr.
Molly,
Magic
Molly, Molly, Mall.
I let my tape rock till my tape pop. Smoking weed and
Do the header.
sipping on private stock. Way back when I had the lumberjack with the hat to match.
Oh my God. I don't know what part of the therapy this is, but you know, we're totally trying to embrace new approaches, trying to have a good time with it. You know, how can you go wrong with Biggie though? Come on now. Oh man, this brings back so many memories of the drive-in theater. You know how many movies I went to go see at the drive-in theater? You know how many movies I watched? 0. We give you good and plenty. Come up once and then, I don't know.
Singing, Caesar.
All right, come on, let's start it. Let's
Oh
start
my
it. All right.
God.
All right, man.
This man did not understand my concept.
Coordination
Of lip syncing.
isn't a good thing when you're drinking whiskey.
It's called lip syncing, where you
Oh
don't
my God.
talk, you lip sync to the fucking songs. These are.
Okay, all right, granted, okay.
All right, we'll try it again next time.
Next week,
I guess.
all right.
Good God. All right,
Oh.
first topic is ghosting.
Ghosting. Ghosting. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on this.
So, all I can say, and I need to project more, apparently, because,
Casper, friendly ghost.
Uh,
Friendliest ghost in town.
when I have ghosted, it's because I am.
Oh, so you've ghosted.
Well, yeah.
Wow. I didn't think you were that. Oh, this is new. Oh.
Who hasn't? But
All right.
for me, it's when someone pisses me off, or I'm just not interested, or they've made me uncomfortable. That's when I ghost.
Okay.
So, what is it for you?
You know what? I can say that I've been on both sides. I've been the ghoster, and I've been the ghostee, I guess. When I ghosted somebody, it was strictly because I didn't feel like I didn't feel safe, man. I felt like if I went to this person with my thoughts, like I just might end up in jail. Like I didn't trust the level of nuttiness, you know, and I think that's the only reason I did it, because like honestly, I wasn't trying to go to jail, man. Like, oh my God, I felt like, okay,
I get
am I gonna
that.
do right by her and go to jail, or should I just ghost it and not go to jail? So I just chose to just ghost it and not go to jail, you know? Like,
because
I don't know what to say.
sometimes when you ghost is when you are feeling the most uncomfortable with that person. So you're just like, nope, I'm not here.
Mm-hmm.
Erase me because you are making me feel uncomfortable, you know?
Right.
Not to be... I don't think I've ghosted to be purposely mean.
Mm-hmm.
It's more about... that person did not make me feel comfortable, so I just stopped.
You didn't feel comfortable approaching them with a subject like that, yeah.
Well, yeah,
like
even
they were
if
too
you
emotional,
were,
fragile,
if you were
or something.
Going to be honest, they still wouldn't be able to comprehend. Like your communication with them was already going in a bad direction.
Right.
So
Right.
why continue
Right.
that communication? You know?
No, I get it. Me personally, I was honestly, I just didn't feel like she had the level of maturity that was required for this type of thing. You know, I felt like I can give her the reasons why, and you know, and I feel like as an individual, as a man, you know, I'm allowed, you know, to, you know, hey, say I choose not to deal with this in my life. But I just honestly, I felt like, I felt like, I didn't trust her. I felt like, you ever seen that movie Thin Line Between Love and Hate, when that girl beats herself up with a grape in the pantyhose, and next thing you know, Martin Lawrence is in jail. Like,
what movie is this?
Yeah, it's called A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. This girl like threw a grapefruit down in her pantyhose, wound it up, and boop, popped herself like, wow, poop, and had black eyes. Next thing you know, she called the cops saying that, he beat her up and he was in jail. Like, nowadays, man, they don't play with that shit,
Have
like...
you ever seen Single White Female? That's a little bit more what I would call being scared than a grapefruit in a...
But she had a gun, too, Like, she had a gun, too, Like, oh, man, Lynn Whitfield was great. I mean, but she was crazy in that movie,
So the point is, you shouldn't ghost just to be... a dick. You should try to communicate, but when you feel like they're not responding to your communication, or if it's creating a gut feeling of this is kind of creepy, that's when you should ghost.
I agree. But here's another thing for you. Okay, when I was ghosted, I felt like I deserved more than that, just strictly for the time invested into that relationship, Right. I guess my question would be, at what point is someone like, okay, besides the obvious I feel in danger point, like,
Right.
At what point do you owe somebody an explanation? I guess like if everything's fine, if the person is mature enough to have a rational conversation with you, and they've never exhibited signs of being aggressive or whatever,
Right.
like at what point, like if you've been together 3 months, is it okay to ghost? If you've been together 6 months, is it okay? At what point, like after a year or two, at what point is it considered like, hey, you have to give this person a face to face at least? Because sometimes, I feel like it's a coward's way out. When it happened to me, I felt like it was cowardly. Like I felt like I deserved better than that after so many years invested into it.
Yeah.
I felt like I deserved better. Than
Yeah.
than hey, well, sorry, wouldn't want to be you. I don't know what to say. Like hey,
Sure.
and not even that, just completely ghosting. Like, hey, full disclosure, I got home and my house was empty. Like, that was it. That's a real ghosting. I mean,
That's a different topic.
I mean, it made Casper look silly. Like everything gone. She's gone, no explanation, no closure. Like, at what point do you feel like you deserve a face to face and ghosting is not an option anymore?
I feel like when you deserve ghosting is when you have specifically communicated to that person that you are done, you period, and that person continues to contact you, then yes, ghost that person, because you have communicated you're done, so you don't want to hear from that person anymore.
Okay.
What else do I want to say?
I don't
And
know.
I also feel like there are times when people have texted me and I text back and I don't hear anything. It's like, why did you text me in the first place? When
Right,
You're not
just to
going
leave you on a
follow
cliffhanger.
through? Yeah.
Yeah,
That fucking bothers the shit out of me, because why are you actually reaching out if you're not going to follow through?
Is it kind of like when you get a voicemail and you take you take all the time to listen to the whole voicemail just for when it comes time to leave a message, you hang up?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh,
It's
I never understood that one
someone
either.
texts you, hey, how are you doing? And you respond, and then you don't hear
Yeah.
anything. It's like, what the fuck was that? Why
Right.
did you even reach out? What, did you just
Right.
die?
Right.
Or, were you
So,
bored
yeah,
in the moment? That's what kills me. But I feel like if you have expressed to that person that you don't want to talk to them anymore, and they don't respect that, you ghost.
then
Pretty
that's when you think it's acceptable to ghost.
Absolutely.
When they're not getting the
100%.
point.
When they're not respecting
but
your
I
wishes.
think that once you've explained your point and your position, I think at that point it's no longer ghosting. I don't know. I think that's just dealing with somebody
So
that's
what
stubborn.
is ghosting then? That's a good
Ghosting is
question.
just like say you're dating for like 6-7 months,
And then you don't hear from
and then
them.
all of a sudden that's it.
They
No
better
more.
have fucking been kidnapped or something.
Really?
Because
Really? Okay. All right. No.
Yeah.
My only question is the length of time after. Okay, so like shut up. Wait a minute. So like after six
No, this is
months,
great.
okay.
This is
So
great.
after 6 months, you think somebody deserves a face to face?
Not 6
I'll take that as a yes. I don't know. I was just asking. I'm sorry. Like I don't know what the rules are on this. You know what I'm saying? Like I've only ghosted under the. I've only ghosted under
90 days.
Oh, okay.
After
okay.
90 days,
Okay.
you can't.
Kind of like your standard warranty.
I mean, it's not really about like time. Like 6 months is a little extreme if you're like talking to someone for 6 months and
Okay.
dating, and then you
Okay.
just MIA.
I guess you're right. I mean, I never
that's
thought
a
about it.
mind
I've never thought about it that much because I've never had it's never been in my head like that. But
Well,
I guess just talking about it now, like I
it's
guess
a
the
mind
question would
fuck
be,
for people.
yeah, because I know the way I felt when it happened to me when I got ghosted. It felt like incomplete. Like I'm never gonna get answers to some questions that I feel deserve an answer. Like there's no closure. Like,
Right.
I feel like it's almost in a way it's unjust. I guess I don't know, for
it's
lack of a better
mind
term.
fuck.
Yeah, I could totally,
Mind fuck.
I could totally understand how you would feel that way. But so after 6 months, huh? After
Oh,
6
even
months,
before.
even before 6 months.
I'd say
Okay.
I would say my lovely boyfriend is saying 3 months. And
Gustavo.
I agree, but I actually think it's maybe even depending on how much you are communicating at the time, it might even be sooner.
Right, like depending on how intense the relationship
Yeah,
goes,
like
the experience goes.
if you are used to talking every day for say 5 weeks and then all of a sudden nothing, that is a mind fuck, you know?
Right. Well,
So,
I mean,
I think it depends on the level of your communication with that person.
okay, now let me ask you this. What do you guys feel? I don't know, enlighten us, but what do you want to ask you? What do you feel? Do you think breaking up with somebody through a text is okay?
Sure.
Really? Oh my God, really? Oh, you're one of them? Oh my God.
Hey man,
Wow.
whatever makes
Wow.
it easier.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're dating for somebody for 6 months, like you said,
Yeah.
is a text still acceptable? If you're saying that a face-to-face is required after 6 months?
Well, given this world that we live in right
If
now,
it's safe,
where
if you
everything
assume
is
it's safe.
text messages, then yeah, I feel like it's okay.
Oh wow, really? So you feel it's okay to break up with somebody through text after 6 months of investing time into
Not
that
if you're
situation?
living together. If you're living together, you don't want to do that through a text message.
Okay, well, so that's good to establish. That's good to establish. I agree with that. But what I'm saying is, so you feel like interesting.
I don't
You
feel like it's okay. I just say
That's like the lesser of the two evils.
It's just, it's like, let's just make this easier. It's not necessarily the right thing to do, but
So
it's
if a guy
just-
broke up with you over a text, you wouldn't feel some kind of way about it? You wouldn't be like,
I
bitch ass
would.
fool,
I
or
would
coward ass
be-
fool?
I would be pissed off. For sure.
But that's being hypocritical, right?
I didn't say I wasn't.
Double standard, the whole double standard
I
thing?
mean,
Okay.
nobody wants to break up with somebody in person. That's no fun.
That's funny. That's funny that you say that, because you say, after 6 months, you better give me a face-to-face. But for me, it's okay if I give you a text. Just to let you know the kind of world we're in.
It's a little contradictory, but
oh my God.
I think it just depends on the situation. If you're obviously living together, no, you can't do that in a text. But
Man, if you're out there ghosting people, man, don't do it, man. Like, hey, man, like being on the other end, all I can say is, hey, man, like, try to give somebody an explanation, and if they're not emotionally stable enough to handle that, okay, I get your point. But if it's the other way around, hey, man, or woman, be enough of a grown person to respect yourself and the other person, and at least give them a face-to-face for, at the very least, time admitted.
I admit that is the best way to go, and we don't all do that, apparently. But
apparently you don't.
Shut up, Caesar. I know how many people you let go this week.
Gouda.
Probably through text messages.
My text messages are not a concern for this matter right now. Okay? That's a whole nother show.
They most certainly are. Okay.
Oh my God.
Right.
Anyways, all right.
So I think what we're both trying to say is let's all man up, because we're both.
Let's just do right and be grown.
Yeah, be grown. Don't be a coward. Just.
Especially if like the guy is feeling you more than you're feeling him. Or vice versa. Hey, just. I don't know, man. Just try to end on a good note, and
be somebody who treat someone how you would want to be treated, right?
Yeah, we're talking about that. Yeah, we're talking about that. Yeah, like if you would want an explanation at the end, try to give somebody an explanation. And if you can't, then I understand where the text and ghosting comes in.
Don't ever say it's me, it's not you, because that shit is so overplayed. Yes, of course it's you. It's not me because I'm
You're the one breaking up with
awesome.
me.
Yeah, I am awesome. There's no reason for you to break up with me. So there's definitely something wrong with you.
Oh, my God.
But, make it authentic. Make it, not so general. Be honest. Be honest.
Right, right.
If it's you're breaking up with them because of their ugly feet, then say that. Because then maybe the girl will go get a pedicure.
Remember that scene in Jurassic Park when the raptor jumps on top of the
Or
guy?
if you're saying I'm breaking up with you because size does matter, actually, delete that. Don't say that to anyone. That's horrible. That is horrible. Don't be that honest.
All right.
That's when you say it's me, not you.
It's funny though, so if you want to be honest like that, go for it.
Yeah, don't just, don't kill someone's spirit.
Well, okay, like that's not gonna happen. Oh my God.
Be kind is all I'm saying. Be kind.
Be kind, rewind.
Be kind. Yeah, be kind. All right. Where are we at?
All right. Next topic for today. I'll let you, go ahead. Pick one. Pick one.
Okay.
Talk about anything.
Should we talk about drama with friends? Ooh.
Okay. And how that affects
Plays
your
out.
relationship and stuff like that?
Oof. That's a personal one.
Okay. I'll let you take the lead on this. Go for it.
Oh, thanks, Caesar.
Oh, ladies first. Go for it. Ladies first.
Thanks, Caesar. Okay. So
Oh my God.
here is the conundrum. Okay, you date someone, you become friends with their friends, vice versa, and then drama happens with, say, one of their friends. How should it affect the relationship? Like,
What are your obligations when it comes to this, right? Okay.
right. So, in my opinion, my qualm, I guess, is that a word? Qualm?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it is. My qualm with that person is towards that person. It doesn't reflect on the friendship or the relationship. So it should just be between you and that person
Okay.
and should be handled accordingly. Of course, as a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you want to come to, the aid of your relationship. But I feel like that's what gets a little construed when it comes to, the boundaries of that. Like you don't expect your significant other to stop talking to this person. At least I don't. Because of your
Right. I
problem.
see. Like just because you have a problem with them,
Right.
it's kind of expected since you're their girlfriend.
And that's
Expected
just
for
me
you
personally.
to have a problem with them and take
Right.
their side too. And
Right.
I guess you feel like, hey, I shouldn't have a problem because that's between you two, not between me.
Right.
You know?
And also it comes down to, do you even say that you have a problem with this person because you're trying to protect the relationship of all you as friends? Do you honor yourself and your feelings, or do you honor the relationship?
Right. But what naturally what comes to mind though? Like what's your first natural instinct is to I guess I would think was to come to the defend of your significant other, right? Or at least be on their side. Right? Or
My natural instinct is to look at it in a situational aspect, right?
Okay.
So if the beef is between them two, why should I step in?
Right. No, I get you. I get you.
And if, vice versa, if the beef is between me and his friend's girlfriend, why should he step in?
Yeah. Do you feel,
I
guess,
don't need anyone else to stick up for me.
Right.
And defend me. I can do that myself.
Okay.
Yes, of course, having their support is great, but that doesn't mean I want them to diminish
You don't need them to
their
fight
friendship.
your fight. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I guess you're trying to say you don't want it to spill over to his side.
Exactly. Because it gets really messy and really stupid
Well, okay. Well, let me ask you this: do you feel like if he has a problem with a person and he feels like you should have his side, are you gonna have? Are you the type of person like what do we do? Do we take our significant other side just because they're a significant
Right,
other,
right.
or do we have our free mind of our own and say, like you said,
I see,
hey,
I see what
hey,
you're
you
saying.
know, this is between you. Kind of like I'm involved in, I'm in that situation. Like, there's a problem going on. We're all friends, the guys, but the problem is between all the guys' girlfriends.
Right.
The guys, I guess, we kind of just stay out of it. But some guys aren't like that. Some guys feel like, they're going to take their girl side no matter what. Even if they're wrong
Right.
or right or whatever, I guess, they're just trying to show loyalty.
Right.
Or, I don't know, solidarity or unity. I don't know. I don't know. But, like, I guess, what are the obligations then at that point? Is your obligation to be on your boyfriend's side, or is your obligation to just be neutral and stand and think for yourself? I guess.
I feel like your obligation is to be supportive and
Okay.
to express your opinion of it, and if you don't agree with your partner, say, express your side of it, and that's it.
Okay.
But I don't feel like you need to go in and fight their fight, or you don't need to go in and stir up other stuff. Like, just if you're adults, you let them work it out, unless it has affected you personally as well. Like, I don't know. It's actually really hard.
It depends, right? It's kind of hard, right?
Because if someone is
Because if you don't,
disrespecting your girl,
right,
then they're disrespecting you.
right, and I feel like it could draw cause tension, because I guess it could feel like, hey man, you're supposed to be on my side. What's up?
Right. Yeah.
Like whose side are you on? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that's a toughie. I feel like if it's something between girls, as men, we stay out of it.
Yeah.
That's the way I
if
feel.
If it doesn't have anything to do with you, then stay out of it.
But then
I
I also feel like it's unfair, like just because your significant other might feel like, hey, regardless if it's just between girls or not, you're supposed to have my back.
Right.
At the same time, you don't want to cause unnecessary tension in your relationship. What do they say? Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
So like, what do you do? Like.
I feel like with personal experiences, like, yes, I would like you to support me, but this does not mean you can't be friends with that person. That is your choice.
Mm-hmm.
I just prefer that you don't bring it around me. You do that outside
Right.
of us.
Right.
And respect this.
Right.
That's just how I feel. Like, it doesn't mean, like, you shouldn't talk to that person because you were friends with them before we started dating. But you should certainly not bring it around you.
I guess kind of like hear what your partner's concerns are and try to meet them as best you can.
Yeah.
I have a situation like that, personally, where, some of my friends are friends with someone that I'm no longer friends with. But I've come to the terms where, like, hey man, just because I'm not friends with this person doesn't mean that it's not fair for me to expect you to not to be friends. I mean, depending on the severity of the issue, but if it's something, superficial, I'm not gonna feel like, okay, oh, you guys hung out with him, I'm no longer friends with you.
Right.
Like, no, like, hey man, just don't bring them around me and we're good. And if we happen to be in the same vicinity, I know how to coincide without having to deal with you.
Right.
That's it. That's it.
You almost have to separate the two.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks, but that's kind of what you have to do to respect your friendship and respect your relationship, And the person you're in a relationship with should also understand that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point.
Good point. All right.
Good point.
So,
Shots.
Yeah.
Shots.
this is
All
the
right.
end of session 4.
That's the end already?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That was quick. I'm so much got used to our longer rant sessions. You know.
Because it all started with this so-called lip syncing.
Lip
Caesar.
syncing. I was. It's just.
You weren't.
I don't know. You know,
weren't.
usually when I'm in my car, I know the whole song, but I wasn't in my car this time.
Oh my God. Okay,
Anyway.
so next time we'll put something around you. No, next time you just lip sync. That's all you do.
All right.
Lip
Anyways,
sync.
once
Next
again,
time.
boys and girls, thank you very much for joining us on Drunken Therapy.
We'll see you next week.
Cheers. Remember, glass is always half full.
Oh,
Stay
yes.
positive.
And maybe empty.
Definitely empty after we're done. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.